have the highest talent retention rate in the industry. And it's not rocket science. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. You cannot run your business depending on a survey every 6 months. This is going to be one of the first generation to manage human, machines, AI together in one team. I live my purpose every day through the GBS organization that I run. I'm Sumit Mitra, CEO of Tesco Business Solutions. I'm a great believer that our success is through our people. And people play the real part in terms of building GBS. They are everywhere in terms of understanding the business context, solving really complex business problems, using tools like AI, also making sure that you drive this collaboration across this business. A lot of people talk about people being our asset. I don't believe they're assets. I believe they're the heart and soul of any business. And I think as leaders, it's really important for us is to create that environment where people can be the best that they can be, and they can have a place and an environment where they can really get on and build their career. It's not a job, it's a career in GBS. For me, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Why is culture so important? Culture is important because it's the bedrock of how we execute, how we drive change within our business, and how we ultimately transform the business to create value. The way the organization behaves when the execs or CEO is not watching. And you can do that by creating a safety net, an empowerment. You must empower your business to take decisions. But it's okay to fail and create that safety net that if people fail, it's okay. It's okay to fail. And you give them the right coaching, support to make sure people can take risks. Unless you take risks, unless you really drive that curiosity within the business, you can't create that culture of innovation. And GBS is actually the hub for innovation and solving real complex problems. You create a culture of ownership, curiosity, resilience by creating that empowerment culture, empowering our colleagues to take risks, empowering our colleagues to ensure it's a justifiable risk. You have thought through the pros and cons. You make sure there is a support framework around you that will help you, guide you, support you. And also a learning culture. You don't blindly take risk, you take calculated risk to make sure that you drive for an outcome. You should also be curious and keep asking questions. I always say there are 3 concentric layers. One is about why. A person who don't ask the why question cannot do the what and the how. So why is the key. Then is all about how. The what is a consequence of why and how. So once you build that culture within the business, you're able to build a culture of resilience, a culture of change, and a culture of a framework that drives control within your business. Continuous learning is something, it's self-owned. For me, I always took accountability of my own learning, my own development and growth. Nobody can train anyone. I believe in 3 things: skills, knowledge, and attributes. Skill is something that you develop as you work and gain experience. Knowledge is very much under your control. You look into what's available, the white paper, the learning material that is available within one's organization, learning online from, say, Harvard Business School or INSEAD or number of other business schools. There are a lot of materials. It's a continuous learning process. And then your attributes in terms of the characters, what are non-negotiables for you? These are really important. So once you build that as a context, you are able to develop, grow within an organization. As I always say, it cannot be taught. It cannot be, it's a self-ownership. You need to own your own growth and your own learning. To me, purpose plays a real big part in our daily life. Purpose is not just about the purpose of the organization. In Tesco, we have a very simple purpose, which is serving our customers, communities, and planet a little better every day. So we live and breathe that culture, the purpose every day through the work we do. But this is Tesco's purpose and culture. I'll give you my own personal example. It took me 35, 40 years to understand what my purpose is. And the way you realize that is as you look back in your life and what you've done since your childhood, how you led, how you've done things, how you behave. And then you realize there is a common thread that goes in. And I realized that my purpose is very simple. The people I meet, whether it's in my own personal life or whether I meet through work or industry or whoever I meet, I make sure that once they interact with me, once they spend a bit of time with me, can I make their life 0.001% better? And that's how I live by. And through my work, through my personal life, I live my purpose every day through the GBS organization that I run. A lot of people talk about the VUCA world. And I hear people saying, oh, we are all in the same boat. We are not. We are maybe in the same storm, but we are all in different boats. And we really need to understand how each people feel, what's driving them to behave the way they behave. And that's, for me, is empathy. And you have to put yourself into other people's shoes. Only then you can be a leader who understands everybody, because everybody's needs, wants are different. Engaging colleagues is critical to any GBS success. We are in a world where we are managing multi-generational workforce, whether it's Gen X, the millennials, Gen Zs, and soon the Gen Alphas will end up in our workforce. So it's really important to have that inclusive leadership style to engage. That's number one. Second is bringing that sense of empathy into our life. And as I said before, this is going to be one of the first generation to manage human, machines, AI together in one team. So how do you encourage that and bring together people, process, technology, empathy, and create that culture of inclusivity within our workforce? That's critical to anybody's success. For me, it's also thinking about the employee value proposition that you build within your organization. How are you different as an employer brand? What differentiator are you creating in the market? We have the highest talent retention rate in the industry, and it's not rocket science. I hear a lot of people talking about there is a talent war. I don't think there is any war. The talent has already won the war. It's about how do you make sure that you retain your talent within your business. And it can be only done through careful thinking, very clear strategy, but also every day. You cannot run your business depending on a survey every 6 months. The survey should be always on. Getting feedback from your colleagues, speaking to them, listening to them, having those conversations is really important. And that helps you develop that employee value proposition, which should be a key differentiator for you and your GBS. You can't keep copying what others are doing. You have to create your own differentiator if you want to be successful.